So the guy in the body has tons of tools. When you're in the top position, you have to be aware of all those tools and how to not let the guy use against you. So basically, come here, friend, please. So anytime I'm in somebody's guard, if I'm in the guard and I open my legs here because I want to have my base, we see the move we did on the early seminar. When you pull me forward, you make my arms always busy. There's no way I can be here without on my arms. So anytime my arms are here for myself, when you start pulling me with your legs, look at that, my arm does not belong to me anymore. I have to touch you. When I'm touching your body over there, you can go ahead and start to wrap my arms and give me tons of trouble here. Eventually I get in tons of little problem here. It's very important for me to be here in somebody's guard and not don't have to use my arms. So what I do over here, basically, I kind of bring myself a little bit to the side and I snuggle a leg a little bit that way. I go to the other side, I snuggle the leg a little bit the other way, and I rotate my pelvis, just like that. Now when you pull me forward now, he comes to me, but I don't go to him. Before he pull me forward, I go to him, he doesn't even move. If I go here, and I go there, and I rotate my pelvis, I make his body so long now. So look how much longer he is here. It's like a piece of wood from here to there. So if you try to get me there, it's very tricky for him, and he has to come to me, right there. And of course, I can always leave the guy over there. Now, if I need to pass somebody's guard, that's the idea here. You go up, put your hand inside, and I use my hips to move the leg here. So when I feel the legs open, I want to cup. Just a little cup like this. So notice how my elbow goes inside, and I cup a little bit. This way here, what's going to allow me to do it is allow me to push it down and bring my leg to the game. When I bring my leg instead past the guard like this, like we all do, I'm going to try to focus a little bit about to control his limbs. So I'm going to put my leg right there. I'm going to open my leg close to his foot, and I'm going to make sure they're going to kill his leg. Now look what happened over here. I walk a little bit, and this leg is complete useful. And not just useful, very weak too. When I go here to pass the guard like this, like we all do, both legs can be strong. If I decide to open his legs that way, I can make this leg very weak, and this leg is stuck on the ground. Look at it. You're right there. So you can take advantage of every single mechanic that your training partner does. And that way, what you're doing now, you know, like you have a leverage, you're on the end of the stick of the leverage. So leverage, you know, if you have a bar, you let the guy hold on the end of the stick. So in the worst stick that he can have. So over here, one more time. So notice that if my legs are open, he pull me forward, I gotta have my arms here. So I wanna make sure that I'm gonna be in somebody's guard without the use of my arms. So I go here, rotate. When he pull me forward, I go up. I put my hand over here, and I use my body to go back. I'm open, and I open the leg there. So notice that I'm holding the femur, and I open the leg right there. And after I do that, I go and I leave my knee over here. So I have a good control. My other rib cage here, I'm trying to make sure this leg here stays on the ground too. So I'm trying to kill both of your legs. I try to make your legs uncomfortable here. When I need to pass a guard, instead of me just to go past the guard and leave my right leg there, right here, so I leave my right leg there. What I want to do, I want to hide my right leg first, right here, and I pass the guard later, right there. So when I pass the guard, my training partner has nothing to pick it up anymore here. You try to put it back in the guard, but it's right too late, because there's a little hook over here. This little hook allowed me to control his leg and to do other things here. Allowed me to make his body point to the other way. Now I can go ahead and mount it here without a trouble. But don't worry about this right now. Let's focus on the guard first. So I want to make sure that I'm going to control his guard the whole entire time. So what I'm going to do here, control, maintain this together so you hold it, both lapel. One thing that's super important to always control this side of lapel. Always on this side. You guys know why? If I don't control this side over here, he can pull my arm to the other side, and he goes right to my back. This already happened to you guys before. So anytime you guys hold the lapel, super important to always hold the same side of the lapel. Now he tried to pull my arm across. Can't. If I hold the other lapel, right? So that's something we have to avoid it. So you always grab the same side lapel, put together here, because I just have to. I want to use my hand as a palm of my hand as a leverage, and I want to use my grip. So my hand now has two functions. You pull me forward, I go over here, boom, boom, and I go back, right there. When I start going back, I slide my leg right to the hole right there, right to the belly right here. I keep my hand on the femur, my leg slide right to the hole, and I move my leg right there. So that's how you want to kind of end up in this position here. And have this, my rib cage controlling this other leg here. That way he can, if I'm over here, he brings the knee inside of here. I'm bringing the knee back, yeah. Right inside, and now move yourself away from me. So that's something the guy might be starting doing, you know? So basically when I'm on a fast guard, and I'm right here, you pull me forward, I go up, I use this, go back, boom, right here. Now I track that. And you try to use that, it's very hard to use this leg here now. When I keep the control of the hips, my goal now is to move myself forward, because I want to make myself lighted. Watch my right leg. My right leg's on a windshield wiper up, right here. Now look at that. I put my toes on the ground, and I leave my leg there. Now my hand goes right here. Right there. Until I get a chance to bring my leg in, now I can move my arm somewhere. Now from this, he's trying to put me half guard right now. He's easy for me to escape. And that's what he's looking for. Anytime you go for the mount, look at the hook. Why I wanted this hook over here? Because I want to see his legs pointing away from me, because I have the top arm here in the control, right here. So if I can manipulate your body towards away from here, look how easy for me to start getting submission here. Look how easy for me to get a collar. Just because I twist this a little bit that way, and give me a chance to work on the neck, and there's no escape here because there's armor. If you try to roll away from here, you get stuck. If you try to come back towards me, it's stuck. So that's a way that you can very much master somebody when you pass the guy's guard and you have this control here and this control there. Anytime you have this kind of situation here, look how awkward the body is. Do you think you got a good leverage of a body like this? And now if I have to mount, the only thing I gotta do is to come here, control this arm, take this arm out of the equation and put my knee below, right here. Now no matter what you do, I'm gonna be in the mount position. If you try to escape there, anywhere you try to go. Nightmare. It's horrible, huh? It's horrible. And later, boom, 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 you mount. But you can see, only by one piece of bone over here, the other piece of bone over here, you see how much trouble. So that's what I'm talking about, you guys. You guys got to talk about to discover all this body anatomy, these little tricks. So one more time. So if you hit the guard, want to try to pass the guard. First of all, don't open your knees, because if you open your knees, you're vulnerable. You're vulnerable forward and you're vulnerable backward. You're vulnerable. I'm trying to get my base by opening up my knees. Look at that. One. I use my rib cage here to control this leg. Two. Rotate. Control the lapel. Hand comes right here. So I put my tip of my elbow right here inside this hole. You fell, huh?
Yeah.
Right inside of this hole. From here, I go and you grab. Right there, just like this. In there, you can grab here. When the guy pulls forward, I go up, I lock my elbow, and I use my hips to open up. Now, the moment it's open, I make myself going down, push myself down. Look how easy for my leg to come in. My leg pops out, boom. I put my hand, now take a look here, when I put this hand on the ground, I can hold like this, or I can put my hand on the ground. Look what happens when I put my hand on the ground. Try to move your leg down. When I put my hand here on the ground, the only way he can move the leg is by stretching. Right there. Now when you stretch, you just give me the pass. Up. And you just go. So those are the unfair situations that you just have. And we need to explore this. We need to understand this. Because when we put somebody in this trouble, we can just very easily navigate there with no trouble. not so much, too much muscle. What you do, you just answer his mechanics. He tries to pull you forward, instead you go forward, because your hips like this, you go up. When you go up, put your elbow there, you open up. The moment you open up, leg up. Walk, drop on top of the guy right there. Now if you need to bring the other leg inside, and you pass the guard already. So let's try to do this slow motion, see if that's true. On 3, 1, 2, 3.